Libra and Pisces, what y'all doing? What y'all doing, yo? Y'all debating over what could have, should have, and would have been. That's what y'all doing, huh? Come on, cut it out. Well, anyway, this is the Libra and Pisces horoscope, relationship horoscope for late August, mid September. So let's get right into it. The Pisces, the sun is in Virgo, your seventh house for you Pisces, and for Libra, it is in the 12th house. All right. So what does that mean for the two of you? Well, it means the lights are going to be on in the relationship area for the Pisces, the significant other, the lover, but the serious one. Not the playful one. This is the real thing. Um, Focus and concentration for Pisces on the relationships, and Libra is going to be more focused and concentrated on matters that are spiritual, matters that are relative to psychic phenomena, some things that you might have got some downloads about, some hints about, and now you're investigating it, Libra. You're trying to discover something or figure something out, and this might take isolation, time apart from your partner. Well, and then it doesn't mean necessarily physical in the tangible sense. You could be right next to them. However, you could be there but not there. You ever heard that, like in the television shows and stuff like that? You're there but you're not there. It could be one of those. You know what I mean? And it's because your head is in the clouds. You're focusing, your concentration is on things that are more otherworldly and not immediate in this space and in this realm right now. And there's just a time for everything. It's not to say that it's a good thing or it's a bad thing. It's just a time for everything, and that's what the time is as far as concentration levels is for Libra. So Pisces, understand this, right? And understand that should you interfere with this Libra's way of analyzing what it is that they have to figure out, what it is that they have to discover, and use spiritual prowess to do so, you might face some mental sparring of some sort, or not mental, verbal attack from your Libra lover, because it's Virgo energy there being expressed. So I tell you, wherever the sign is, that's the expression of what's going on in the house, and the planet is just the influencer on it. So with the planet, the sun being there, concentration and focus, and the light being shown on a house that is rather dark, the 12th, very dark at that, to interfere with that is kind of like, man, to the Libra, it's like, man, I already know that people can notice that I'm in the shadows right now, and here you come, you know what I mean, with the, hey, what are you doing, how you doing, or what up, babe, or whatever the case may be. And again, it might be something that's just textbook for y'all, right? Because y'all are together. That's what couples do. You know what I'm saying? But at this moment in time, it may get a response that is Virgo-ish, that is just like critical, that is discriminative, and that is like it doesn't care. You know what I mean? So just be prepared for that, Pisces. Now, at the same time, you may be looking at that as awful. You could be, because your focus and concentration is going to be on your partner, on your partnership. So you might look at that like, oh, word, that's what we doing. That's how you behaving, because the sun is in Virgo for you too, but the light is shown on relationships. You know what I'm saying? So you could be looking at that like, oh, I don't like that. I don't like that. Like, it could be an issue. It could be an argument. Because the focus is so strong on this studying and this analytic approach to stuff. Seventh house, you're studying relationships. 12th house, they're studying spiritual matters, otherworldly matters, even matters that are like bigger picture matters. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, to be in those two different houses at this time right now, or focused on those two different houses, they really don't gel well. I'm gonna just keep it a beam with y'all. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't gel well. Now, mind yourself of this though, because it's not all bad. The sun is concentration and focus, right? It's individuality. So Pisces, you're in a seventh house that deals with two people, but or more, but it's still the sun that's there. You know what I mean? So you still got to look at yourself more than you're looking at your partner in this situation. Check yourself and say, yo, why do I feel this way? Why do I feel like I want to go at it with them right now. You know what I'm saying? While because 9 times out of 10 the Libra is already in isolation, doing their internal work on themselves. You know what I'm saying? So look at that as a mirror. They're concentrating in the 12th house. That should mirror something back to you for you to look at yourself. You know what I mean? And because, well, damn, Mercury is in the same sign. I'm about to get into Mercury right now, yo. So, because I was saying, like, you know, with the sun being there, it's just focus and concentration and being mindful of the individuality that you possess, right? But now you got Mercury in Virgo as well. So you might really get to speaking about this stuff. You might not be able to hold it back. Now, Mercury is going to go into the sign of Libra on September 7th. This can actually help y'all a bit. Well, it'll definitely help you, Pisces, because you'll be able to want to speak about ways to work things out for whatever it is that you being discriminative about with your Libra lover. You can now take the time and say, you know what, I think we should talk about this. You and me, let's just take this time and figure out what's going on in our minds, what's going on in our heads, so we can get this correct. You know what I'm saying? It's 8th house stuff. Now, with Mercury being in the 12th and going into the first house of September 7th for Libra, then this puts them more in a way that they can communicate what they themselves are feeling because it's their first house. You know what I mean? So they'll be more likely to come out and be able to be expressive about what it is that they were doing when you may or may not have had a quarrel while the sun is in Virgo. You understand what I'm saying? So it's just like, okay, I was in deep thought. I was working some things out, discovering some things. Now I'm fresh. Mercury's in the first house. I can get to speaking to you about what's on my mind, the processing. They'll be able to process what it is that they were going through at that time better as well. So they'll be able to piece things together, and you may be or should be, Pisces, the person that they piece this thing together with. It's like, you know, y'all got each other. You know what I'm saying? So that would be a better time to discuss these things. You understand what I'm saying? Now, something that could get in the way of this perhaps is the Mercury retrograde thing going on, which is going to be the 10th, I believe. And it doesn't go back direct till October 2nd. So that's something to be mindful of. Because there can be some mishaps in the communicative department during this time. You know, I'm just keeping it a beam with you. So y'all might be sending texts to each other and don't get them. Y'all might want to meet up in public places to eat lunch, dinner, whatever the case may be. Your schedules don't match. Schedules don't fit, you know? And this can even cause y'all to internalize this, because you're going to internalize it when Mercury goes retrograde and be like, man, what's going on with us? You know what I'm saying? Like, what's up with us? Like, why we seem like we're missing right now? Is something going on? Is the universe trying to tell me something? What the universe is trying to tell y'all is to better yourselves as individuals, point blank, period. All right? And be careful that with all of this Virgo energy, that you're not being too hard on yourselves. You know what I'm saying? And that is the value of being in a relationship, that you can ride with each other, that you can figure this, two minds be better than one when you combine. You understand what I'm saying? So you can take your mind off of being so hard on yourself. I'm not saying to not work on yourself. No, that's what that time in isolation for Libra and looking at yourself in a relationship, Pisces, is for y'all during Virgo season. But it enhances your ability to see the other side, which is how you work together when you all are together. You understand what I'm saying? And then you could weigh that instead of weighing each other, if that makes sense. So let's get to the planet Venus. Venus is in the 6th house of Leo for Pisces, and in the 11th house of Leo for Libra. So what I see for this is like this, right? Y'all could actually go out and spend some money on each other. You know, Pisces might spend some money on you. Depending though, you know what I mean? Depending on, this depends on your communicative level. And what I mean by that is, if the communication level is nice, it's flowy, it's balanced, it's reciprocal, it's harmonious, then y'all could probably go on a night on the town. stuff like that, right? And I say Pisces is going to be more along the lines of spending money on Libra more than Libra is going to be spending money on Pisces, or however y'all have it figured out in your household. I'm not sure, but I'm just looking at what I see, is that it can make Pisces feel better health-wise. You understand what I'm saying? And make them feel better about themselves health-wise by doing that. Might be going to a restaurant, foods that they really enjoy a lot. You know what I'm saying? Might be a vegan spot, black bean burgers or something going on. I don't know. You know, but I'm just telling you that's how it could be. And Venus goes into Virgo, and which is Pisces 7th house, on the 6th of September, which enhances that ability to spend money in the public, you know, go out in some public arenas, have a time out on the town, be harmonious, be loving, be affectionate, be attractive, you know what I'm saying? Put on that cologne that they like, put on that perfume that they like, and do the 1-2 during this Virgo season. But, you know, please be mindful of the stuff that I told you about the Sun and Mercury prior to this Venus stuff, because if the focus and the concentration isn't right and the communication isn't right, then you can expect this to go left with the whole Venus thing. You understand what I'm saying? Or just be spent on yourselves. Like, I love myself over here. But I'm telling y'all, it'd be better to spend some time with each other in that type of aura, in a Venus type of aura, because even more, Venus is in the 11th house for Libra. So that's reaching out for some type of communication, some type of networking feel, right? To be in an environment where people are being communicative and just talking to each other. You understand what I'm saying? Now it's on a different level, not just a different level, but a higher level, like a higher echelon, right? The higher octave of the mind, which the 11th house rules over. But should you be that intellect, Pisces, then you fare even better because of that, because they might just want to be around you instead of people that they might work with, or, you know, their trust fund buddies, or whatever the case may be, you know, their golf club buddies. They might just want to be around you because you spark their mind to be more inventive and more forward thinking, more than their other prospects do. You understand what I'm saying? So get in where you fit and figure that part out, so you can see how it could be more harmonious on that level. And be mindful too that the Libra lover may want to be, how should I say this, luxurious about their circle of friends, you know? And Pisces, how do you fit into that? How do you fit into that? Are you one of those people who don't care for the finer things in life, whether it be materialistic or recognition for stuff? Are you just their mate? Are you just their partner? Because if you are, then you shouldn't, that should be situated to a point where you don't feel any type of jealousy or any type of envy or any type of disconnect, or just feel bad in general because Libra would rather spend time around a group or a circle of friends that behave in that type of way. All right, because 11th house is Leo for Libra, which is different for you. You know, you might want to be luxurious and harmonious with your significant other, your lover, which is your Libra, but Libra is looking at it on a grander scale, on a bigger picture type of scale. You know what I mean? So what I'm asking is, do you fit into that area? Ask yourself this when it comes to this relationship during this season. All right. September, yeah, okay, so in September 6th, Venus moves into the 12th house of Virgo for Libra. Now, what this can do is, this can really further, this can make the Libra look further into their career, because they're coming off the heels of their 11th house, spending time interacting, should I say, rather, right? Spending energy in an interactive level with a group of friends. And again, if you're included or not, you should make that, you should know, right, Pisces? So they may want to look at where else in the world they can take whatever they got going. You know what I mean? Or wherever y'all could take what y'all got going somewhere else, career-wise. Now, this isn't too far-fetched for you either, Pisces, because the 7th house and the 11th house, they do kind of have some type of similarities because they're air houses. You get what I'm saying? So there's some intellect involved. There's decision making, or the weighing of decision making, right? Let's not get too confident with that, with the seventh house being ruled by Libra, but at least it's in the air. In the air. That was corny, but to make a decision based upon public life, public living, and career, because you got to solidify some type of contracts when it comes to the seventh house, Pisces. So you could get in where you fit in with a Libra, with your Libra lover. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just reminiscing right now of a Libra that I used to deal with, and I've said this before on my channel, I'm sure, of when I had got upset that they were making moves with business partners outside of me, and I'm like, yo, I don't qualify. You know what I'm saying? Like, I felt some type of way, but I told them. You know what I'm saying? I ain't the type to be sitting on stuff like that. I told them, like, yo, and I got an education and all that. Like, how you look at me? You know what I'm saying? Like, that put a little dent in our relationship, and we'll keep it a beam. So I bring that up right now because it's the season for you to really check those areas out and see where do you fit in with each other. You know what I mean? If y'all not like that, I would advise don't act like y'all are like that. If y'all just wham bam, thank you ma'am, let me get some real quick, I like your sex type stuff, or whatever the case may be, then y'all need to know that and don't like dupe each other, especially you Pisces with the rose colored glasses. Sometimes I don't know how seasoned you are, Pisces, watching this right now, you know what I mean, but if you're green, you might get duped, is all I'm saying, and I don't want that to happen to you. So, but even though it might have to happen to you for you to get the experience and know what it is that I'm talking about, that I'm trying to prevent. So let's move right along to the planet Mars, right? We got planet Mars in Gemini, in the 4th house for Pisces, and Mars is in Gemini, the 9th house for Libra. So this is going to be a long stint. This is going to be a 7th-month run with Mars being inside of Gemini. So with this air intellect, right? I'd say like this. You two can thrive off of making plans in this area. And the reason why I say this is because Mars is more direct and more forward, right? So Libra is going to struggle to make decisions. We all know this, right? At least in the moment. Pisces, sometimes, you know what I'm saying? It really depends. So this combination is like not the strongest in immediate determination, should I say, right? And that varies if there's different placements in your chart and stuff like that. I'm just talking about in general sun sign logic. But with Mars being here, Mars being forward and direct in the sign of mental energy and consolidation of ideas and stuff like that, y'all can get a lot accomplished relative to the houses that they're in. So let's say you're in real estate, Pisces. Hopefully, if you are, because it's in the 4th house for you, right? You'll be able to make a decision based upon where you want to live, how big of a house, how small of a place you want to live, you know what I mean? How much of a savings plan you want to have, how much of an investment plan you want to have, how much of passive income, I should say as well, because these are all financial vehicles that are relative to the mature years of your life, you know, when you can do less work and make more based upon your experience. So this is where your drive, not only where your thoughts should be at or will be at, Pisces, but this is where your drive can actually get activated to make moves for that to happen. Now, should your significant other, your lover, your Libra lover be included in this long game, pause, then they'll be able to get in where they fit in that type of area. Not only that, let's say y'all want to travel long distance or have multiple homes in different parts of the world. Libra's going to be excited about hearing that because Mars is in their 9th house. And they might say something like, well, finally, this was going to change the relationship up. It's going to spice it up a bit. I don't know, because, and I'm saying for y'all in particular, because y'all more than other people can go through, of all the readings that I've done so far anyway, can go through some mental confusion or quarrels more than the other readings that I've read so far, because of what I said about Sun and Mercury, you get what I'm saying? And Venus potentially, you know? So here is where your strong suit is, if you ask me, because the Libra could lift themselves out of whatever deep thinking that was going on in the 12th house and say, this is what it's about. I need to go on a new journey. I need to know the meaning of life. I need to spark this up to that extent. So you thinking about home life and all that in the long game, how you going to be looking in the future. Well, I feel like I could get into that picture with you because I'm thinking the same thing. I'm thinking something different. I'm thinking something that is not mundane, something that bogs me down and weighs heavy on me, and the same routine is like Groundhog Day. Let's do something different, so the both of you can be really invigorating, I think that's the word, and excited about Mars and Gemini. And with it being in that sign for so long of a time, this could be where y'all really could get the sparks flying and rub energies off of each other, bounce ideas off of each other. And it could really flame and fizzle out all of the potential miscommunication, and the potential assumptions of each other with the other personal planets. Let's get into Jupiter. So Jupiter's in retrograde. Just want to let y'all know that. And Jupiter is a transitional planet. Pisces is in your second house of Aries. Libra, it's in your seventh house of Aries. All right. So for Libra, it's not the most comfortable because it's in your opposing place. Right. This forces Libra to be on their own, right? But not necessarily, because Jupiter is not a planet that suggests that we be on our own. It does suggest that we become our greater selves, but at the same time, Jupiter knows that it takes other people to make that happen, because Jupiter is also an expansive planet, and there's no sense of expanding if there's no people to expand with. Like, this wouldn't be a universe full of opportunity if it wasn't full of people, correct? So that's the best analogy that I can make on that. So although it's going to be Libra is going to be forced to think about themselves, they get this time to think about how they can connect with others based upon everything they're made of, everything that they can do. And I mean can do. Everything that they will do, things that they have already done. So there will be some internalization going on for them to reflect on where they have helped others in life before, right? And make a note of that, and at the same time ask themselves, well, how did that benefit me? Or where did I go? How far did I go? Because they can do a great job at giving people ideas, telling them stuff, and then they take it and they run with it, and Libra's cool with that, right? But again, with this positioning, it's going to make them focus on that. Like, yo, you ain't want nothing else out of that. Like, that's what you're gonna keep doing. That's how you feel, because you could really do more based upon what you've already done if you focused more on yourself. All right, so this is going to be a time where they're going to express their leadership skills in a way of, how can I do better now? How can I do better now? Where were my disappointments at in life when I did help other people? And I say help other people because it's time to think about themselves. This is how Libra energy works. It's like there's always some comparing and contrasting going on. They're always saying, well, how do I match up to this? How do I equate to this? And because they're trying to balance everything. So this is why they're going to say, well, how do I measure up to this? How do I measure up to that? Why I don't have a Porsche yet, or whatever. It could be anything. You know what I'm saying? But now is the time for them to reflect on it. Not take action on it, but to reflect on it and do some self-work internally. It might be education. It really just might be education to go more deep into the studies or whatever it is that they do, and figure out how they're going to transition from a place where they was disappointed at when they were upbeat and jovial about an idea or a system, a group of people, a significant other, lover, might be you, Pisces. You know what I'm saying? Because you got to remember, it's the seventh house. So they're going to be thinking about you in this mix as well. You know, how do I add up? How do I measure up to my lover? How does this look? How is this looking for us? You know, there could be some doubts going on. You know what I mean? And it can get them fired up. It could get them angry. Or they might say, you know what? I feel like all of a sudden, like I've let Pisces do whatever it is they want to do or control the situation to the point where I want some control now. I feel like I'm going to grab the reins now, and I'm going to start putting more emphasis and input into how this bigger picture thing goes down. Now, again, this can help because this could help because Mars is in the 9th house, like I just got finished saying, and Mars rules over Aries. So they might channel that energy into that conversation. You know what I'm saying? I want input on where it is that we're going. You know, you're thinking about retirement funds and stuff like that. Well, I want input on that. Like, what paperwork are we signing? Can we sign some agreements? Is it 50-50? You know what I'm saying? I know y'all might be scared to hear that type of lingo, but I'm saying, y'all together or not? Y'all in it or not? You know what I mean? This is just real stuff. You know what I mean? And Libra, also, how are you getting along with Pisces parents? Might be some war going on or some type of conflict going on with the parents there. Maybe. I'm just saying maybe. If not, if y'all got a good relationship, then cool. I'm just saying be mindful of that. Be careful of that. Pisces. So Libra, what you can expect the Pisces to be internalizing on and how they can transition is how they're managing finances. But how finances are connected to the people that they've made moves with. They're going to be looking at their disappointments in life to where they invested in bigger picture things that didn't happen. I'll give you an example, like investing in the cyber money, right? Crypto. I personally took a L. You know what I'm saying? I'm letting you know I took a L. You know what I'm saying? So Pisces can be looking at something like that and be like, man, it was just so promising, which it still is, and it was. But it was really that much inflated, and I waited so long to get involved, right? Because I'm just like, I didn't have the confidence in it that everyone else had. I knew what they was doing. I knew they was pumping this shit up. You know what I'm saying? But I still waited too long. If I'd have jumped in early with everybody else, I'd have made my money. You know what I'm saying? With everybody else. But as soon as I jumped in, they started selling. So, you know, I didn't pay much attention to the market. I just determined that, okay, I'm going to get in it now. But I should have paid closer attention to the market I see now, because I'm pretty sure the signs were there for investors. You know what I'm saying? Money managers and stuff like that. And I was just thinking, okay, I got some extra cash on the side to a level where I felt comfortable. And that's where I said, okay, I'm going to do it. And I took an L. Thankfully, I got out of it. I got as much out of it as I could before I lost everything. But, you know, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? But that's something that your Pisces could be internalizing on right now. How they've managed money, how things they were more hopeful about actually backfired on them. Things are not cracked up what they're meant to be. And what is it about optimism, right? And this is for the both of you. What is it about optimism that sends you on this mission, so to speak, to tackle it and involve yourself with it? What is it about ordinariness or being in the moment that has you say, you know what? Like, what makes that not optimistic enough or happy enough, being in the moment and being content with what you have? This is what the two of you should be thinking about. Because this is what the whole universe everybody here should be thinking about. But I'm keeping it on y'all. Because we always, not always, but especially in the West, we always think like we don't have what it is that we want already. Like, we don't have it, like, because somebody's out there making something that we don't have yet, and we just like can't wait to get to Walmart or get to these shopping centers and go get it. Like, we swear up and down that's the answer, and it's not even the answer to anything. We just swear that it's a step up in life, right? Those who could relate, get in the comment section. Let me know I'm talking that talk right now. So, you know, this is something that should be thought about right now, but not just simple thoughts, like on a real wide scale, on a wide horizon. You understand? And actually, if you want to do some research, right, Nah, let me leave the research part out of it. Let me get to the meat and potatoes of it. Pisces, when it comes to what I'm talking about, you got to look how you're going to be. First of all, both of you got to look at how you're going to be leaders in this transitioning of not being duped for when something is pumped up, should I say, when something is inflated, right? Y'all got to look at how you're going to be pioneers in that, and how you're going to start commanding and demanding more out of people who do the duping, who put these advertisements, these clickbaits out, who put these false information out to derail the masses into believing that something is what it really isn't. Y'all got to figure out a way to be leaders in tackling that. You understand? Because that's what's going to bring you back into that's what's going to bring your inspiration back to be who you truly are, you know, and be forward with it too, and not second guess anything. This is where you could forget about all the doubts and gain your strength back. And again, the thing with y'all right here is these thoughts. Libra's going to be more along the lines of thinking about Pisces, and Pisces is going to be more along the lines of thinking about themselves. Libra, you're going to have to understand this. You're going to have to understand this, accept this, and be okay with it, because they're just trying to make themselves better. You should want a better individual in your partnership. All right? So although you got to go through it with your partner, looking at them and figuring out their thoughts about what I'm saying is going to give you confirmation on whether or not you're still with the right person, because your Jupiter's in the 7th house. You get what I'm saying? And Jupiter, not for nothing, is the husband archetype in astrology. So providing on a extensive level is what Jupiter does, you know, based upon who you know, where you know them, how you know them, and how you put yourself out there in order to grasp opportunities to make yourself bigger, right? Or to obtain more, and to be able to be generous and not say, oh, no, we can't do that. Not this week. Nah, maybe next week, maybe next month, you know? So this is stuff that you should pay attention to and be excited about. Be optimistic about this time. You get what I'm saying? Because it doesn't have to be expressed externally because it's retrograde. So take advantage of Jupiter being retrograde. So let's get into Saturn, which is a transitional planet as well. It's retrograde as well. It's in Aquarius, the 12th house for Pisces. It's in Aquarius, the 5th house for Libra. So Pisces, if Libra is being on the internet and they are working on the internet and they just happen to get the type of attention that everyone is flirting with them, you're going to have to accept this. You're going to have to be okay with that, right? And maybe even have a conversation with each other like, yo, you know, I'm not going to tell y'all how to be. You know what I'm saying? I'm just telling you how I am. Like, I'm okay with that type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? I'll be like, Mom, do your thing. Yeah, put that on. What you going to dye your hair? Whatever it is you're going to do, you know, do your one too. You know what I'm saying? It's the internet, B. So I'm in the room with her. You know what I'm saying? Oh, you're in the room with him. What are you really tripping over? You know what I'm saying? Actors and actresses get drooled over all of the time. You know what I'm saying? They have no thought about they're going to bump into them and it's actually going to happen. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying it can't happen. I'm not saying you can't, you know, possibly lose your significant other, your lover. I'm just saying, you know, if it's working, why not? Because the Libras, Saturn being in work and being in Aquarius right now is going to help them be more communicative in a level that is that pertains to digital publishing, so they don't have to be around and in front of people face to face and stuff like that. So a lot of stuff can get done, a lot of workload stuff could get done this way using this vehicle, so that they don't have to stress and they can actually spend more time with you, because the 5th house is the result of what's being worked on here in Aquarius. So it might not just be the followers or the audience that's flirting with your Libra lover. It may be that the result be that your Libra lover can actually get to flirting with you, Pisces. You understand what I'm saying? Because they put so much of their workload into the internet, they can go to sleep and make money, and now they can go to sleep and they could snuggle up next to you. You get what I'm saying? So pay attention to this type of stuff and how appeal can work in a safer way with the internet than it would if your Libra had to go into a conference room, or your Libra had to go into a theater to perform, or whatever it is that they do. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah, pretty much. And with you, Pisces, Libra, pay attention to your Pisces if they are, or should I say, when they are in isolation mode. They're working on things, and I tell this to people often. If y'all gonna be together, try to eavesdrop on where your planets are in your natal charts, the degrees that they're at, because sometimes couples get into conflict because one thinks the other should be doing something, prioritizing. That word, prioritizing. Couples get into conflicts because they believe each other should be prioritizing other things than what they're giving their attention to. So I'll give you an example of myself, right? I got a higher degree of Saturn than I do in Mars natally. So y'all know how you could feel hurried to do something. This is where my anxiety attacks come from, because my Mars is such a low degree. Because Mars is pressuring, Mars energy in general is pressuring a lot of us individuals into making moves to go get the money to pay the bills, right? That's what they say life is. I'm not even going to say that that's life. I'm just saying what they say it is, whoever they is. So that might be cool and dandy for people who want to feel accomplished, or might even be doing it for external gratitude or favor, right? Oh yeah, I paid this off, I paid that off, I paid it off. That makes you get in cahoots better with other people. It might even make you get in the cahoots better with your significant other. A lot of the times it is, babe, you paid that off? Of course I paid that off, man. Chill, fall back, I got this. Oh, that's my daddy, you know, shit like that. But in all actuality, in the back of your mind, you like, yo, I really want to build a rocket ship, or I really want to build that train station in the basement, and, you know, smoke some weed and watch that motherfucker go around, you know, whatever it is. And you just like keep putting it off because you're substituting that well-being time for things that are making themselves more immediate. And of course, it's your decision to have these bills, right? You're the person who's in control of that. And this is what is even more important to understand here, because like I said, back on me, to put it back on me, with Saturn being in Aquarius in my 12th house and being at such a high degree, things that people are hurrying me on, like I'm doing Saturn work instead, which is not promised. You just know from life's experiences, when you've reached a particular amount of laps around the sun, I would say after Saturn returns, you learn that although you can't see the immediate reward because there's some delay involved, that eventually it's going to come. You're going to reap what you sow. So all of these immediate nudges and people nagging at you, hurrying you to do other stuff, to like pay that bill or pay off that bill. Me, I'm like, I'll give them this amount this month. I give them this and that. I'm piecing them off straight up if I'm giving them anything. And my thing is, when I do stuff like that, I look at the strength of the relationship. There's usually businesses, right? Whether it's your phone bill, your cable bill, whatever it is. It's just like I look at how's that strength of the relationship. Have I paid you out on time for how many consecutive times? Or I'm piecing y'all off now. Y'all want to get rid of me? Y'all sure y'all want to do that? Because there's a lot of competitors out there that are buy. All of these companies are into buying people out of their contracts now. So it's a lot of your competitors will do that. You know what I'm saying? So how much do you care about the relationship? You know, I'll test people to that. I'll test these companies to that effect. You understand what I'm saying? And that's how I'm on it, because I'm playing the long game with Saturn. Like, yo, I'm doing this and I'm doing that. So I told y'all, astrology rules over, Aquarius rules over astrology. I'm not getting paid for astrology, but I'm doing it a lot anyway because I'm looking at the long game. You understand? I'm doing more coding and digital publishing. Nobody's paying me to code. I'm doing it anyway. I'm working on these websites anyway. You understand what I'm saying? All I can tell you is that later on down the line, I'm going to benefit from it, right? Now, let's say I'm with my Libra and they looking at me like, yo, are you serious? Like, are you serious? Like, you seen the mail. I know you see the mail just like I seen the mail. I left the mail over there. This got to get done. This got to get paid. I'm only got this much or whatever the case may be. Or I've been only paying this much. Or I got the other bills. You know what I'm saying? So this is where the conflict can come in. So Libra, I would say, pay attention to this. You know what I mean? Because you, on the other hand, may be doing the same thing, you know, putting your work into the internet and stuff that you're not getting immediately paid for either, you know. But don't sell both of yourselves short because you're letting the immediate things hurry you into doing something that you, as an adult, know that you should be doing anyway, right? All of the personal planets that move quicker and they want to hurry you into stuff, y'all should have an authoritative conversation, the both of you, as authoritative figures, and say, well, how important is that? How important is that? And that's if y'all in some type of situation like this, you know. And I'm talking about people who got money can still be in a type of situation like this. I'm talking about loads of money. You could be like, yo, we're losing a lot of money over here and we're not paying any attention to it. And other people might be like, don't even worry about it, you know, because we got this much invested in stock over here and we're going to be all right. We can lose some over there because we're gaining over here. Well, the richest people have these problems as well, you know, or these issues as well. So pay attention to that, because this is going to allow you to transition in authority places, in authoritative figures. So other authoritative figures are going to be connecting to y'all based upon how y'all make these types of decisions, with Saturn being in retrograde in Aquarius right now. Aquarius is bigger picture stuff. You know what I'm saying? And I tell you like this, think about times before where you've behaved like this and it worked in your favor later on. You know what I'm saying? Now, if it didn't, think about that as well and say, you know what, maybe I should get to moving immediately on other things. If your Mars is at a higher degree, you're probably off to the races anyway. You're not really paying attention to the whole Saturn thing. And I commend you for that, because that would be the thing that you would be doing based on your natural what's that word? Disposition. Yeah. So that's what I got for y'all, Libra and Pisces. Y'all sound like intellects right now. If y'all really get this together, like, y'all could be huge intellects. I feel like y'all still sharp and steel. If y'all get it together, you know what I mean. And yeah, that's it. I'm out. Ain't gonna drag it.